What's up, guys? It's Brian with MTMX.com, and we're rolling into the last 2 months of the fourth quarter. So what we're going to be doing is starting to rolling out some 2018 videos, and in this video I'm going to be talking about my 2018 rap vocal mix chain. I came out with a video for this for 2017 as well, but since then it has drastically changed. I use probably one of the same plugins as the 2017 mix chain. This is going to be all software plugins, no hardware, so you don't have to worry about that. There probably will be some plugins that you might have to purchase if you wanted to use the same plugins as me, but for the most part it will be the same if you just use default plugins. It might just give it a little bit of a different color tone. But anyway, let's hop on the screen. I'm going to show you guys what my 2018 vocal mix chain is going to be, at least for the beginning of 2018. It'll probably change by then, and then I'll come out with the 2019 video. But for the most part, this is my 2018 rap vocal mix chain. So the first plugin that I'm going to throw on my 2018 rap vocal mix chain is going to be my Pro Q2 EQ by FabFilter. This was, I believe, on my 2017 vocal mix chain as well. It's a really good plugin. It lets you visualize the frequency spectrum, which I like, and I will always use it for my initial subtractive EQ. So I'm going to just be eliminating frequencies when I'm using this EQ. Now the next plugin that I'm going to be using is going to be sort of a bunch of plugins within one, and that is the Slate Digital Virtual Mixer Rack. I personally have the everything bundle, so I'm paying annually, but you could pay monthly. There's a bunch of different payment plans, and you'll have access to every single one of their plugins, which is great. They're a really good company, probably one of my favorites right now. Slate Digital knows what they're doing, especially when it comes to hardware emulation. So the first thing that I'll do, since I already had my Pro Q2 FabFilter Subtractive EQ going on, I'm going to throw on a distressor emulator. This is the FG Stress by Slate Digital. It's a really, really good plugin. It emulates the hardware counterpart very well, almost exactly to the T, at least from my experience. And it just does a really good job with the rap vocals of making it sit in the mix but not squashing the vocal too much. It's known as a very fast compressor, so that's exactly what you want for rap vocals. Previously to this, I was using a 76 emulator, which was also known as a very fast compressor. So this is pretty similar to that, just a little bit faster, and that's ultimately what we're going for. So after the compressor, I'm going to stay in the virtual mix rack, and I'm going to throw on another EQ emulation. And what I'm going to do here is my additive EQ. When I use my additive EQ, I'm usually going to be boosting my high ends and maybe a little bit of the mids to bring some body back into the vocal that I lost during the subtractive EQ and the compression. This will add color to whatever you're mixing and really create the tone that you're really searching for when you're mixing the vocal. So the next plugin that I'm going to have as an insert is going to be a de-esser that I actually don't know how I got on my computer, believe it or not. It's a de-esser by the name of Eiosis, and it's a really, really easy to use, really laid out de-esser, and it really targets those S's and the sharp SH sounds very to the T, and it really it makes a transparent sound, which I really like about it. The problem that I have with a lot of other de-essers is they kind of make it sound like you have a lisp. This gives you a really good sibilance control, so you can really dial that in to make sure that you're not giving your artist a lisp that they don't have. And it really does make the most for a great de-esser in a plugin. So after that, the next thing that I will do is jump over to my send effects. With my send effects, the main thing that I'm really going to be doing is just sending it to a reverb bus. Anything that would have to do with delays would be sort of a different kind of special effect bus. I'm not going to dive into that in this video, but I will send any reverb that I'm looking for to an auxiliary bus that will have the Slate Digital, again, reverb. I think it's the Reverb Classics plugin on there, and it's a really, really nice reverb. It gives you a lot of really good presets that you could start off your reverb with, and you could kind of manipulate it to your taste. But I gotta say, a lot of times I'm actually not changing anything that are from the presets. The presets are really good with this plugin. I know a lot of super pro and mixing engineers will give me some garbage about this, but it's a really good plugin to sort of just pop on a preset and then that's all you have to do. It gives you the exact reverb that you could craft by yourself if you wanted to, but it kind of saves some time by already having it laid out for you. And then it's not really in the mix chain, but for my master, all of 2017, I have been using iZotope Ozone 7 for my master channels. I'll usually export or bounce whatever mix is done as a WAV file without anything on the master channel, throw it into a separate Pro Tools session, and throw iZotope Ozone 7 on there. It's a very easy plugin to use. The graphical interface is really good. It really gives you an image of what you're mastering, so you have a very clear sound spectrum, and you could really pinpoint and do some surgical EQing and compression within that plugin. And plus the maximizer or the limiter at the end of your mastering chain is very good within that plugin. You could have everything in one instance of Ozone 7, which is really nice, saves on some computer power, and ultimately it lets you master very effectively. So that's all I really have for my 2018 vocal mix chain. A lot of times I think it's better to sort of have less than more. One, it saves on computer power, and two, it will make your life a lot easier. Plus you get a very, very good forward powerful sound with this mix chain. At least I do. One thing to take note of, very big note, this isn't something that you could just throw on every single mix that you get and it'll sound good. Every single mix will call for something different, so always be sure to experiment. And until next time, guys, I'll talk to you soon. Make sure you subscribe, comment, like, share, do whatever you do, and I'll talk to you guys on Wednesday.
And my love into my dreams, I built me up from the ground. Even if I were to break, I have what it takes to get it all again. I am not